Number two, I've got allergies. And today, with all the rain, you'd think I'd be great, but I'm not. Okay? What we're doing tonight, we're going to teach you all a little bit about microfossils and how to find them. Everybody here that wants one will get a bag of dirt. It's just plain old dirt, except it's 66 million year old dirt, and it's from the Hellcreek Formation. Okay? And these are some of the microfossils that we've been pulling out of it. My team, and we do this is, I don't know how many, this is what, the 8th or 9th or 10th program. We've been doing this program in the libraries up in Citrus County and in the schools and stuff. We have like 8 or 9 programs that we do constantly for all the libraries. Almost every month it's at least 1, maybe 2 programs. In 2 weeks we're going to be putting fossils. We're going to teach people how to put fossils back together that are broken. And that program's up at the Citrus Library, isn't it? Crystal River?
Crystal River.
Crystal River. But this is just part of a program that our little SETS Foundation is putting on. So this is the team. Right here is my illustrious archaeologist. Happens to be my wife, Leslie Moore. And back there is Pat. Pat's a mineralogist. And between Pat and Leslie, and with a little bit of help from Sandy, they have found all of these fossils. Okay, we scored a 40-pound box of this dirt, and I'll tell you a little bit about it when I start the show here. But this was the joining of 2 rivers or creeks or something that was underwater and then up above water, then under, then over, for like 4 or 5 million years. And what happened is these creeks washed all these fossils down to the tributary, to the joint where they join. The big fossils, like the T-Rex, the Triceratops, and several of those, the big fossils have already been gotten out, but everybody forgot about the little guys. And then Dave Latassia, most of you all know Dave, I'm sure. Dave is our paleontologist expert, and his lovely wife Susie, who happens to be our photographer. She does our photo. If you've been looking at the newspapers up there, we've been in quite a few of the papers, and most of the photographs coming out are from Susie. Susie shot from does everybody get the Chronicle? What was it, last week we had a big display in there where they had a bunch of this stuff that we've been doing up there at one of the libraries. And those are Susie's pictures in that paper. And Sandy Sandy is our gopher. She's our gopher everything. if you're hurting for anything, you go see Sandy and she'll take care of it. Now what this program is about is this microfossils. And this gives you a relative size. And I feel bad. As soon as we finish this part, we're going to have to push this back, because you're not going to have enough room here to work, because we're going to give each person will get a bag. And this bag is got fossils in it, okay? And it's going to be up to you to find them. And to do that, you're going to take a plate like this, and you're going to take a fork like this, or a knife. It's forks, yeah. And you're going to slowly go through it. Now, the reason you're going to go through it slowly is because Pat, anything that you don't want to take home, we have plenty of time now. We thought we were going to be short on time. This program normally runs about 2 hours. Okay, because everybody, they go through it. And the kids up at Yankeetown School, one kid about his age found 2 raptor teeth in one of these bags. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you a picture of the raptor here in a few minutes. And then, where was the other kid? That was a lady that found that other one. Another raptor teeth. They're little teeth about like this. Okay, most of these fossils are really tiny. That's a penny. You know what this is? Anybody know what that is right there? You can't talk. Nobody back here can talk at all. Right there. You know what that is?
Triceratops tooth?
Exactly. Triceratops tooth. Who said that? Yeah, you were right. Everybody thinks this Triceratops tooth is really big. We're having a contest up at the museum. We're putting a big display on up there. The big reveal is in November. And we're going to have a little contest with it, and the winner will get a Triceratops vertebrae, a real one, a big one. I mean, these are quite valuable. Everybody thinks that Triceratops has got big, huge teeth, but they don't. They've got little, small teeth, just a lot of them. And if they grind them off, are these the spit teeth from the Triceratops?
More than likely, yes.
Yeah, they spit them out. I said, wear them down, and they spit them out. Anyway, this is what you're going to be working with in just a minute or two. And my 2 lovely hand-arouters or 3 lovely hand-arouters are going to hand you out this. We did not expect this many people, truthfully, okay? I brought extra stuff because I thought, well, maybe So I brought extra. We got 80 pounds of this all together. 40 pounds the first time, which we've used up about 2/3 of it. At least 2/3 in that first batch. So we've got our second batch. Now we're told that there's probably as many fossils in the second batch as there was the first batch. But what we've got here are, these are all fossils that came out of the first part of this batch that we got, the Hellcreek. We call it Hellcreek Matrix. We have one bag of Judith River. And I don't know where it went. It's here somewhere. Here it is. Nope. Anyway, here it is. We're finding amber in this, okay? We found two really nice size, about the size of a pea, would you say? They're small, but they are amber. It's clearly amber. Another thing, we've discovered something, and we're not sure exactly what to do about it. We have found these are little metal iron balls that are tiny. They're less than 1/2 millimeter. Pat discovered them. He found 1/2 dozen of them, and then he showed me, and then I found a bunch of them in this matrix. We sent them to the university up in Minnesota. We thought they were micrometeorites. We thought that's what they were. They're not. They're terrestrial. It's terrestrial iron, but they're little tiny things. So Pat's going to come around as you have it. Where's your? Okay, he's got a magnet over there, and we're going to try to see if you have any. Okay, this is a good way because you can be checking your stuff at the same time. Pat's going to look for the little balls, the little spheres. We've looked at them under microscopes. We've sent them to 3 universities. They have no clue what they are. The guy that we get this dirt from will not let us reveal where he's at because he's raided constantly by fossil hunters who cut his fences, run his cattle around. So he says you cannot, under no condition, reveal where this stuff comes from. The only thing we can tell you, it all comes from Carter County, Montana. It's in the Hellcreek Formation, and about 200 miles away to the northeast is the Judith River Formation, which is older. Okay, let me get going. I'm going to let you all look at these. We're going to leave these up here so you can come. As soon as we can get this out of the way, we weren't figured on you guys being in here. We figured that was going to be an empty table. So, but anyway, we're going to let you work back in here, to look at the different stuff. And this is the amber in the matrix, for if anybody wants to see that. And I'm hustling because we're trying to get all this in so you have plenty of time to look at this stuff. Okay, this shows you really roughly where this comes from. This is the Hellcreek Formation. This is 92 million years ago. This is up to about 70 something, I think, 75 or so. And this is at the time of extinction right here. This is 66 million years ago. Okay, so this samples we're having, we don't have any of the Judith River. We have used all of that up. That is all used up. So you're going to be working with stuff that was initially under the water, and this was an estuarine environment, like this. Okay, it would be underwater, then above the water. Then underwater, you get a big storm in, these rivers would flush down, and this comes from the junction of 2, I can't tell you what rivers. I mean, I'm sworn to secret that would be shot if I tell anybody, right? But the way, if you went back in geological time, which I did with using what charts were available, and you can see this was 2 fairly decent watersheds that came down and fed into this one. What do you call it, Dave? A V, where that it came. I've got a sort of a picture of it here in a minute. Yeah, but anyway, this is Judith River. This is 70 million, a little backwards, 68 to 72 or 73. This is earlier. It's called lower. It's lower down than the Hellcreek. Okay. This is what you're probably going to find in here. This is a champiosaur. This is the ancestor of the alligator, crocodile, reptilian type critters. Okay. We have found, and if you go through this thing here, there's here's a bunch of crocodilian vertebrae. The bigger pieces, you may get lucky because what happened, Pat, Sandy, and Leslie sat there and just took a scoop and scooped it out of the big batch and put it in these bags. I can look through this stuff and I won't see a thing. Nothing, right? She picks it up. Oh, well, you missed this. Oh, and you missed this. And then Pat comes along and, oh, you missed this. Well, this is half the size of that. I just don't have the knack for it. But anyway, that's what you're going to know. And you'll see pieces of scoots which is the back part, right? Okay, correct me now. You know, I'm a nuclear engineer. These are Leslie's an archaeologist and a malacologist. Okay, she worked at the Smithsonian. These guys have all got big time credentials. You know, Dave was at Mosey, right? Saying it right? Okay, he's a retired paleontologist. We got all this stuff, and I'm out of place. You know, if you want to build a bomb, come and see me. Okay, this is what we had. Not only the dinosaurs, but we're going to see pieces of turtle, pieces of shark, pieces of gar. But remember, this is 66 million year old stuff. This is not the gar you pull out of the creek out there. Okay, this is really old stuff. Older than me, and that's pretty old. Okay, this is where the Judith River, we don't have any of that, so we'll skip this. This is a blow up of one of these, because they're kind of hard to see, especially in the dark light. We'll turn this lights back on after we get through this, we'll show it till. But you're going to find here, why do you not find, I just found this out today as a matter of fact, why do you not find as many claws as you do teeth?
Stuck in the prey?
Yeah, a lot more teeth.
They stuck in the prey?
No, that's a good thing, I hadn't thought of that. No, it turns out that the mineral content of the tooth is more prone to survive than the claw. The claw is actually, I found out, was a keratin. Is that right?
Fingernails.
What's that?
It's like your fingernail.
Yeah. Yeah, it's keratin, and that did not fossilize as readily, and therefore it got destroyed more often, because we find what? You're the only one that found a claw. He found a claw one, but that's the only one, and we found probably a dozen teeth altogether, you know, out of this matrix. But this is what we've got. So you can, whatever you find, we don't have a way to wash it, so it's hard to tell. But you can compare in these boxes, or better yet, you can go see Dave, Pat, and Leslie, because they have become pretty much experts at digging this stuff out. Now this is what you're going to be dealing with, Hellcreek, and this is true. This is, what do you call this? What?
Raptor?
It's a raptor. It's a dinosaur. I'm giving this to Dave. It's the bird. Just so you know, Dave and I have a big going on dispute about these non-avian raptors versus the avian raptor.
More than one thing.
But I put this in here strictly to show him that I'm an open-minded person. You know, I can, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And when he brings me a dinosaur feather, then I'm going to admit that. But you'll see that. You're going to see turtle pieces. You're going to see, actually there are pieces of the big dinosaurs in here, but they're bone and tendons. We found how many tendons? This is all.
There's a few of those.
Yeah, this is all dinosaur tendon, and these are not little bitty guys. Okay, these are the big dinosaurs. These are the Triceratops, and the most common dinosaur you're going to find here is a duckbill. Hadrosaurus. Okay,
Edmontosaurus is correct.
What?
Edmontosaurus is correct.
Yeah.
Somebody just sent it over there to you.
What? The hadrosaur?
Edmontosaurus is found in the Upper Cretaceous in the Hellcreek Formation.
But that's what we found a lot of, whatever they said. Okay.
Uranium.
Here's our raptors. Okay, now this is what we're looking for. Pat, sitting over there quietly, we were over at a friend of ours over in Cocoa Beach, and we'd gotten a bunch of the stuff from him. Pat's car wouldn't start. Okay, instead of calling me, we had already left. We were on our way back. Instead of calling me and say, come back and get me, he said, nah, we'll take care of it. We'll order a battery. He orders a battery. It takes, what, half an hour, 45 minutes? So he's sitting there, and they're bored to death. So Chris gave him a box of the Judith River stuff, and he's digging through it. And what does he do? He pulls up a tooth, right? Well, we've got lots of teeth, but not this tooth. This tooth is now being curated at the Museum of the Rockies because it's rare. There's only one other one known in the world. And we made a mistake of giving it back to Chris instead of putting it in our pocket. What's that? Was it a claw?
Yeah,
okay, it was a claw.
Claw.
Okay, I've got tooth on the mind. But anyway, it's extremely rare. And I just talked to Chris the other day, and he said they were just so happy to get that. They're curating it, which I'm not sure what that means. Leslie could probably tell you. She used to curate stuff at the museum. But anyway, it'll go on display at the Museum of the Rockies out there in Montana. Anyway, these are what we're looking at, and what you're going to find is right here. This is the one here in this area, in this time frame, that we expect would be in this rock, okay? Because this is from the late, the very, very late Cretaceous. It's right on the border between the KT, what is the new word? Paleogene, right? Cretaceous, Paleogene. I'm an old timer, so to me it's KT, tertiary. But Dave is trying to convert me into being a new, younger type, so they're trying to train me. But these are what you would see. These raptors here are all in that Judith River to Hellcreek formation. And these are what you're going to probably find. We don't know what's in here. This has not been picked through. We did not do anything with this except Leslie and Pat and Sandy. I guess, I don't think you all were there, were you? Just the three of them. They scooped it out, like a half a cup at a time and put it in these little bags. And that's what they look like, the duckbill, the hadrosaurs. Okay, what's wrong with this picture? There's something wrong. This is an artist's conception, but there's something wrong here. Dramatically wrong. What do you think it is?
They're all together.
What?
They're all together.
Yeah, exactly. You got the predator here with all of his dinners sitting out here, casually eating away. Okay? Would that happen in real life? No.
One's just looking away.
Yeah, right. Actually, I said he's looking to decide which one he's going to eat for dinner. But what's down here?
Like croc, almost like croc.
Yeah, this is a croc, and these are little turtles, and there's little garfish in here. And that's the kind of fossils you're going to find in this. And it comes from this. This is not Carter County. This is another place that they've announced where it's at. They let you go out there and dig around in here. But this is where the stuff that you're going to be looking at comes from this lever, from this KT boundary down a tad, down maybe 6 feet total. But anyway, that's the formation, and this is the paleo. It used to be KT. See, I did this slide. It used to be KT, but now it's KPA or PG. Dave?
Probably PG.
PG. Okay, paleo. All right, and this is just a blow up of it. We've got some of this stuff. I've got a bunch of these samples. I got a couple of samples from Spain. I knew a guy around called him. I said, "You live right on that boundary." I said, "Go out to the cliff and get me some of the samples," and he did. And it's sure enough, this area in here was just full of the iridium. Okay, so that was the real boundary. Above it, you don't find any dinosaurs. Down below it, you find all kinds of dinosaurs. What do you find up there near dinosaurs? I'm sorry?
I have a question. It's probably off topic.
Okay, well, quickly.
All right, I was told that if you took a dinosaur like a Tyrannosaurus rex or a Brontosaurus or a large dinosaur like that, if you did the physics, that the mass of the dinosaur would be too heavy for its bones.
I will talk to you about that. I can address that.
Okay, because I just wanted to, is that because the atmosphere pressure
That's not
was
true.
different?
What happened is, you had up until about 80 million years ago, you had an extremely oxygen-rich atmosphere, okay? And it was warm. It was very warm. At about 80 million years ago, it started cooling off, and at the same time, the oxygen level started dropping. Okay, remember, I'm a nuclear guy, but I ran a nuclear biomedical lab for the Department of Defense, and we went through that very thing. And we calculated.
Too, though, right?
I'm sorry?
Wouldn't the pressure also drop in the atmosphere be different?
That's debatable, because the pressure changes from mountaintop to the mountain here somewhere. You're down at sea level.
I mean like the mean standard of it.
Yeah, no, that's big, a debatable topic, and we'll hit it again some other time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, right here's what you're going to see. I'm hustling because I want everybody to have time to look for these fossils, okay? This is another one of these that you're going to see here that you can use to look at things. Some of these are, I can't see them, I'm too close to it. But that's a, I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway, and we're going to skip this because in these classes we give, we go into how fossils are created, okay, and how it works. But we're not going to do that now because you guys have done it. This is what you're going to deal with. You're going to deal with the plate, the plastic knife, the Hellcreek matrix. Here's some plastic bags that you can put what you find in it, or you can use these little, you can have one of these little cups. Okay, you can put it in there because you can lose this stuff. I found a really, really good Tyrannosaurus,
Triceratops.
no, the one with the horns.
Triceratops.
Triceratops. I found a really cool Triceratops tooth, and I put it in here, and I'm talking to a friend of mine, and I go, choke, and it went back in the bag. Yeah. And it was a small one. It was just small, about like that. But anyway, this, you can put it in, and put it in there, and Pat and Les and Dave, not you and not you and not me, will identify it. Okay, so now it's time to go out and hunt. Now let's figure out how we're going to do this. Pat, hold on to it, unplug this and get it out of the way. The best thing we can do.
Mark.
Can I add one little?
Oh, go for it.
I just wanted to mention that just recently on the internet, that a team in Montana,
You can't hear you.
a team in Montana just recently actually found baby T-Rex fossils that were microfossils. So some of the fossils that are found, even though they're rare, we do find microfossil teeth of actually hatchling dinosaurs. So they actually, an egg would have died and ended up in the river and then fell apart. And then the little dinosaurs had teeth inside the egg. And we even have examples inside the eggs where the baby's teeth rub together. They have dental wear even in the egg. And so you may find even I have several microfossil claws and teeth of baby dinosaurs. So anything's possible to find in this.
Okay.
That would be new.
One other thing is, we've got your magnifying glasses to use. Okay, we came prepared because we know that you wouldn't carry these in your pocket like good geologists or good paleontologists will always have one in their pocket. So we brought them. Please don't walk off with these, okay? Because we use these over and over and over again. But right here. Yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't y'all do that? Okay, to avoid a big hassle, we're going to go ahead and hand out the plates and the knives and then you can come up and get these. I'll set these over here.
No. It's a different one. No, I know.
Okay, I'm going to set these over here.
Oh, wow. That's a freaking crab.
Okay, you can come over and get the magnifying glasses over here when she gives you up.
You're fine.
I don't know where they went.
I don't know. Mark?
Okay, if we're running out of knives, what we'll do is take. We were not
Are
expecting.
those the magnifying glasses that they're supposed to?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Here. Just grab one of them here. That'll help you.
People share. Is like more like that, so that way.
Well, it's kind of like the carving's pretty nice. The sign of it.
It's a really tiny Indian. Is that a tooth?
Look under your like thumb, whatever. In case you get it, you don't want it going over here.
Well, it almost looks like it's got cells in it, like a